the LA County Sheriff's Department initially trying to stop this person in the city of Industry, and that's when they fled that scene, and that's when the chase began. The CHP taking over just about 15 minutes ago or so, and this person has been on surface streets as well as the freeway, again, starting in the city of Industry, and we've been through various areas, and now we are in Norwalk on the 605 southbound. We have retired Sergeant Patrick O'Malley joining us on the phone tonight to give us some insight. Mr. O'Malley, if you can just talk briefly about what the CHP is doing right now. You mentioned that you did notice the 3 units behind, and that's pretty typical of the CHP, the first unit there and then the 2 behind that.
Yeah, most departments utilize 2 officers, general patrol officers, or in this case, the highway patrol officers, and then a supervisor. So if there was information that led them to believe there was multiple people in the car or there was weapons involved or anything else, they could request more units. But in this case, it's pretty standard stolen truck, standard following. They have their 2 units and their supervisor and their air unit, and they'll just keep riding it out. They're probably going to start entering into some of the LA CHP jurisdictions. So then these units will hand off to their other jurisdiction, and then those units will take over. So once they get a little closer to LA.
And I do want to point out, you're seeing that speed just go through the roof. We just saw it go over 100 miles an hour. We were just saying, Sergeant, that this truck hadn't gone too much over the speed limit, was at the speed limit or just over the speed limit. We just saw the truck pick up a lot of speed. They were in the 90s, even over 100 at one point. And now it appears that they may be getting off the freeway. So a lot of really erratic behavior. What do you make of that?
I think that might have been just a bad reading from the helicopter. It didn't seem like it got that fast. Mm-hmm. But yeah, now he's getting off, and he keeps swerving like he doesn't have full control of the vehicle for whatever reason. So we'll see what happens now that they get on the side street. So they'll start to notify the surrounding agencies, probably the Sheriff's Department, and let them know that they're in the area, and if they need their assistance, then they'll be there to help.
And oftentimes what we'll see is, as Sergeant mentioned, the CHP taking pursuits as one package, meaning their airship, which is overhead right now, the CHP helicopter, and then ground units on the ground there and their communication lines. Because oftentimes what happens with different agencies, as we see this car go through a parking lot right now, an empty parking lot, thank goodness for that.
Weaving all over.
Weaving all over the place, is we'll see them, do this often and kind of come out of a plaza or so trying to evade the CHP, but it looks like the CHP is following right behind them and getting out of this plaza now, which seems pretty big too.
Yes, we just saw a Michael's there, so we know that this is probably a large strip mall or some kind of a shopping center. So while it is late, it does appear that there are people out. There's a Lowe's. And we did see some people. There are a few cars in the parking lot, so rather empty, but there are people out. And it's always, I'm always curious what's going through the driver's mind at this point. They're in a parking lot. Do they think they're going to get away?
And, with the units right behind them, too, not just the airship overhead. We often see when, police departments are in a tracking mode, they'll often just, track it from the air with the airship. But in this case, we got, like I said, the CHP on the ground, in the air, and they're still not stopping. But they are stopping for the cars, though, thank goodness. Looks like they are taking some caution, making that left turn right there. But it looks like it was a green for them, at least.
Yes, because he or she blew through a couple stop signs and was having no regard for any safety or traffic signals, but now it appears that they did at least stop when they came to that intersection.
Sergeant O'Malley, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Thank you so much for being with us again tonight. Retired Sergeant Patrick O'Malley joining us over the phone once again. I want to talk about when this person was inside the parking lot. We thought that might be a good time for them to perhaps try something like a pit maneuver. Would that be a safe place to do so, assuming there's no one else around?
Yes.
People-wise?
Yeah, that would have been it would have been a perfect place for them to do it, but we just don't have all the information that they have, either. They may have other things planned up ahead. It's just hard to say. But yeah, that type of area, that type of speed, no vehicles around, no people around, that would have been a perfect opportunity. But it just depends on if the main unit, the front unit, is also, if they are pit certified and pit trained. Maybe the supervisor has not approved the pit maneuver technique to terminate this pursuit. So the suspect is driving pretty much the speed limit, obeying a lot of the stop signs, and red lights. So that, for now, they probably just want to let this ride out and see, try not to aggravate him and see where it goes from there.
Yeah. Again, if you're just joining us here on KCAL News at 9, this is breaking news: a pursuit of a stolen truck by the CHP. The CHP has their helicopter and units on the ground, 3 units, first unit and two units behind that. And what they're doing with those units, that first unit, as we often know, is the fact that they will talk to the chopper, and the chopper is also telling them where to go just in case they may lose them on the ground. Oftentimes when pursuits are going so fast, the ground units, it's hard to keep up, and the airship will give them the communication and tell them, hey, this is where they're going, this is where they're turning. But this has been a pretty slow speed pursuit compared to most that we see, Serene.
Yes, very slow. I will point out, though, that we have seen this driver flash their blinkers, put their hazard lights on, kind of weave in and out. So while they have been going pretty slow, and a lot of these we've seen are very fast,
it's hard.
The driver does tend to have some very erratic moves.
Yeah, we did start the day with a chase.
And I can imagine that is quite alarming for some of the police officers following, especially as he made his way through that shopping center. There were a lot of cars in there and some people out shopping still. And now he's approaching another intersection here and just stopping. It's unclear why he's stopping because I don't see any cross traffic.
We've seen that. We've seen that actually a couple times throughout this pursuit. The person just stopping.
Maybe in his head he's seeing cross traffic. Or maybe he's thinking and plotting. Or he's high as shit.
And where are the ground units now?
That's a good question. We see the airship overhead. It just crossed iCkEdMeL there. You can see it.
Yes.
But again, making that left turn and headed down Woodruff Avenue in the city of Lakewood.
Now, Sergeant, does it appear to you that those 3 ground units have backed off and are letting the airship take over into tracking mode?
Yeah, it appears that they have. So I'm not sure if they're going to terminate the pursuit or if they're just going to follow from the air. It just depends on, they could be into another jurisdiction with different supervisors and different watch commanders. But it does look like the air unit's still overhead. So in this case, as long as he's driving how he's driving now, they're probably still in the area and just waiting for him to stop and try to take him into custody after that.
Oh, no.
And just going down Long Beach here, or I'm sorry, this is Carson Street and Radnor Avenue and San Anselin Avenue in the Long Beach Lakewood area. And it looks like iCkEdMeL is taking some time to adjust the shot here. But as we take you live through this chase here that we've been following for the good part of the 9 o'clock hour, one thing that we don't know is how many people are inside this car. Was this car stolen by force? Was it stolen from a parking lot? Were there multiple people who stole it? We still don't know. As we mentioned earlier, we call it the pursuit tint right here at KCAL. Oftentimes, very often, Sergeant, as you know, the tint on these vehicles are so dark. It's so dark that you can't tell what's going on inside that car or how many people are in it, right?
Yeah, it's always hard to tell. And the way he's driving, says a lot. It's just either he does not have control, it's an older vehicle, it has bad steering, or it could be other factors, that there's other people in there that are, yelling at him or he's trying to get him to do different things, or he's just intoxicated or under the influence, and that could have been what started the whole thing, and they ran the plate and found out it was stolen.
Yeah, I did notice, Sergeant, there does appear to be a good amount of some kind of items in the back of the truck. Are you able to make out what any of those items are?
No, I saw those moving around also.
Yeah.
It could just be some old construction equipment or something along those lines.
Yeah, so this person has been driving, fairly at, street speeds, as we can see. It's about 44 miles per hour on surface streets right now. And we haven't really seen any real erratic driving. We've seen them, go through some, some red lights and also, go around some cars a little bit. But outside of that, I mean, they've been
Nothing
pretty
too
calm.
crazy.
Exactly. And as you can see here, we saw the last time they pulled up to an intersection, they actually made a complete stop. As we have some trouble with our picture from iCkEdMeL, we'll bring that to you in just a second. But actually, right before they came to that intersection, we brought that picture back to you live now. They would stop and just sit there as if they're going to get out of the car or maybe surrender.
Right.
But then after just a minute or two,
they keep going.
And we've seen that before too.
Yes.
And oftentimes when we see that, it's taunting the officers who are behind this person.
Yeah, but it does appear at this point that they're just in tracking mode with the airship, because I don't know if you can hear us up there in iCkEdMeL, but if you could pull out and maybe give us an idea of whether or not those those ground units, it doesn't appear that those ground units are there. So at this point, it appears the CHP is just continuing to follow this driver with the airship and keep an eye on him.
And so sometimes what they'll do is, while we think that the ground units are completely done and going back to headquarters right now, they're not. They're waiting for that radio communication from the helicopter that's in the air right now for the CHP to tell them, hey, this is where they're at. This might be a strategy for them to take that, ground pressure off of this driver.
Okay, listen to a little bit of Eliana.
Sprouts right now. Yeah, there's Sprouts.
Oh, Sprouts.
There's a school here through this area. It's one of the high schools. Fortunately, at this time of night, I believe all after-school sports would have ended by now. And thank you to everyone who is watching us here on our feed. I have to give a shout out to Robert, who is watching us from Downey. Thank you for your tips as I was coming down here. And then I also want to give a shout out to the good folks over at Valero in Wilmington who are also watching us. So thank you for that, guys. So we always appreciate your viewership as the Pursuit makes its way here through Lakewood at Harvey and Bellflower Boulevard, waiting at the light. Just made that southbound turn there onto Bellflower. Now this is a tough one to see because it's pretty dark. They don't have any units behind it because, again, they're in surveillance mode and the airship is overhead, but he doesn't have his night sun on the vehicle. That's all part of the surveillance, because if they were to keep the light on him, then he's going to know that he's being pursued. Through Centralia.
Today, we got a lot of chases today. Yeah. Can't complain now, I guess. Oh. Amazing. Amazing.
No ground units, no night sun overhead, nothing else except for the sound of the helicopter. I'm sure they hear that because it's right above them.
That's hard to miss.
Sure. But outside of that, they're not seeing those ground units anymore. And maybe, like the sergeant said, a good time to pull over and say, maybe I got away with it. And that's when the ground units show up. So, we'll see what happens. But so far, we haven't seen any stopping methods used by the CHP.
He's just kind of free to roam the streets.
Okay, so he's coming to a stop because he has the red, but he's going to make that right-hand turn. So we're back on Del Amo. So again, circling this Lakewood area. Now this is an area that I'm pretty familiar with, and normally the streets are pretty busy, but at this time of night, it really dies down. So he really won't encounter too much in the way of traffic at this time of the night. But he is staying on the major streets here, so it makes me think that perhaps he isn't as familiar with this area as I might have initially thought, just because he is staying on the major streets versus getting onto the small residential streets here in the area. But again, he's at Del Amo and Woodruff. He turned on Woodruff last time. And he's going to do it again. So he is like a broken record. He just keeps turning onto the same streets here in Lakewood, passing by the Starbucks and the McDonald's there. So if you're from this area, you know where that is. Picking up a little bit of speed here, about 60 miles an hour. Again, pretty dark to see because They don't have the night sun on it, and there's no units behind it. Again, this is what's called surveillance mode. They essentially don't want him to think that he is in a pursuit, and by doing that, maybe he'll slow down. It seemed to have worked initially, but now he's kind of picking up the pace. So we'll see if he slows down yet again as he comes up to the light there. He had the green. Okay, went through Centralia again. Again, if you're just joining us, this is a possible DUI driver. It's a chase that started in the industry area near the 605 and the 60. Made its way on both the 60 East and 60 West for a bit before making his way southbound on the 605 and finally making his way into Lakewood.
All right. Late night, so this guy's still rolling around. I don't know if this was a stolen vehicle or what. Let me try to look on. I didn't mean to do that. Twitter. World of Twitter. Are they leaving him?
Okay. Back with you guys. We're trying to get a little bit closer to the vehicle. He's making his way southbound on Woodruff. So leaving Lakewood, going to be entering Long Beach. Long Beach, of course, has their own police department. It's the Long Beach Police. They could get behind the vehicle if they wanted to. He'll probably end up in Signal Hill if he keeps going this way too. But Signal Hill has a no pursuit policy, so they likely wouldn't pursue. They would just wait for it to get out of Signal Hill and then enter Long Beach. Okay, he slowed down just a moment there at Wardlow and is proceeding south on Woodruff.
Let's see if oh yeah, I was in a deep sleep. I was knocked out. I actually didn't even take my magnesium. Maybe I will after actually.
So he just made that westbound turn on Spring. We're very close to the Los Coyotes diagonal. So if you're from the Lakewood Long Beach area, you know where that is.
Another weird stop.
And he's just stopped in the middle of the street there for a second. Don't know what the thought process was on that one. Probably trying to just figure out what he was going to do next. He's really hard to see. It's dark down there. I'll throw it on infrared just for a second, see if that helps. But not really. It still makes it just dark and red if I do that. So let's just take it out of that. I am hearing that there are spike strips somewhere up ahead. I won't reveal where until we pass it, just in case he's listening to our podcast. Believe it or not, that has happened to me before. So I try to not reveal stuff like that till after he's past that point. He just ran the red there, approaching the 405. He's going to go under it. So we're going to lose sight of him momentarily. Let's see if he pops out the other side. The airship doesn't see him because he's under the freeway. We don't see him either.
Just the old.
So I'm just going to do a wide here, wide shot.
Trick, disappear under the bridge. Or did he come out?
Did he come? Yep, there he is. He came out on the other side. He's going to get on the 405. So going to be jumping on the 405 freeway. Let's see if he goes north or south.
Probably not going to get those spike strips, I guess.
Looks like it's going to be southbound 405. I'm hearing that CHP might re-engage since he's on the freeway. And once again, if you're just joining us, this is a possible DUI chase. It started in the City of Industry with the LA County Sheriffs up there. They were in pursuit, and they actually let it go, which, of course, is just out of an abundance of caution. This guy isn't wanted for a violent crime or anything of that nature. So they let it go, but then CHP got behind it, and then the pursuit continued with ground units and helicopter. But since then, they pulled the ground units off because he was driving pretty recklessly and just kept the airship on it. But now that he's back on the freeway and really not changing the way he's driving, I'm hearing that they may get units behind him again.
Oh, he's speeding up.
405 South here, coming up to Palo Verde in the Long Beach area. Again, the car itself is what looks like a Chevy Silverado. Got some stuff in the back. Tinted windows, so I can't see inside. But for those of you who are following along on the scanner, all my scanner hounds out there, it's switching to the Westminster frequency is what we're hearing on the CHP gray. So if you're following along on the scanner, that's what you'll want to switch it to, is the gray. And real quick, I'm just going to say a few words for our sister station Telemundo before resuming our coverage in English. Once again, thank you very much for watching us here on NBCLA.com. Buenas noches desde el helicóptero. Yo soy Eliana Moreno reportando sobre una persecución policíaca que ahora se encuentra en el área de Long Beach. Esta es la patrulla de caminos de California que está persiguiendo a este carro gris, una camioneta gris, porque creen que el conductor posiblemente está manejando bajo la influencia de drogas o alcohol. Es una persecución que empezó en la ciudad de Industry, muy cerca de las autopistas 66.
So yeah, wanted for, they believe to be under DUI. Oh, he swerved, man. Quick swerve.
La Long Beach Town Center, el centro comercial.
Under the influence. They don't know if it's drugs or alcohol.
Y manejó en las calles de Lakewood serán unos 15-20 minutos antes de montarse una vez más a la autopista, pero esta vez la autopista 405 en dirección sur. Y como pueden ver, ahora estamos entrando a la ciudad de Rossmore, entonces estamos entrando al condado de Orange, pero la patrulla de caminos de California sigue persiguiendo a este conductor ahora desde la tierra con varias patrullas y también el helicóptero de la policía. Y ahora estamos manejando a altas velocidades, aproximadamente de 85 a 90 millas por hora. Aquí.
Amazing. Another chase. This is like the third chase we did today, I think. Third chase, maybe? But there's been more than that. I was actually almost going to jump on earlier before I went to sleep, but a chase ended really quick.
Back with you guys here in English. So we're right at the 605 and the 405. This is in Los Alamitos, Rossmore, West Garden Grove. There's the Catella exit. And you see the units are now behind it. The reason they got behind him was because he didn't change his driving style. They thought, hey, maybe if they went in a surveillance mode, that he would start to drive a little more calmly, but he continued to drive at the fast speeds and continued to run red lights. So they figured they had nothing to lose him by getting some ground units behind him yet again. So that's where we find ourselves now here. It's going to be CHP cruisers behind him, CHP airship overhead, and we're on the 605 freeway, passing by El Dorado Park. A lot of you in the area will know where that is, a big park there off the freeway. And we're at Catella. I think the next exit's going to be Spring. As we continue here in the Los Alamitos area. Let me widen out here for just a second. I want to see how many units are behind him. And it looks like 2 units of the CHP are behind this guy. Again, wanted for possible DUI, originally out of the City of Industry, and then made its way southbound towards Lakewood. He exited at the Long Beach Town Center, drove around there for a while. I heard that he was over by the Sam's Club, over by Walmart, and it was just speeding through the parking lot, and eventually got out of that, got on a Carson, and then worked his way on surface streets in Lakewood for a while before jumping back on the 405 freeway. And we are now on the 605 freeway. So he was only momentarily on that 405 before jumping back on that 605. And we're actually coming back up to the Long Beach Town Center, so it'll be interesting to see if he exits there again. The CHP had actually set up spike strips because he kept circling the area in Lakewood, but he never got to where they had set them up, so he didn't run over any spike strips. So as far as we know, this car is still fully functioning, has all its tires.
Hola.
Unknown how much gas it might have. It has been going on for quite a bit. Again, started in industry, made its way on the 660 for a while, and then the 605 for a while, and then jumped off the freeway in Lakewood and worked surface streets there until getting back on the freeway where we find ourselves now here northbound on the 605 coming up to Del Amo Boulevard. There's the Del Amo exit. Let's see if he gets off. Nope.
Not a lot of traffic either. Pretty clear from what.
Okay, so the speeds are fluctuating a lot, but I'd put them at about 80 miles most of the time, at least on the freeway.
Ooh. Ooh.
And thank you to everyone who is reaching out to us on X, formerly Twitter. We do get your messages, so thank you for your support.
605 north.
Special shout out here to Tom Tubilia. I hope I got that right, Tom. Tom Tubiola. I think that's what it is. Tom Tubiola. Thank you for watching us, Tom. We appreciate your viewership. Of course, our friend Rob Emery, who's one of our most loyal fans as well. Thank you for watching. And of course, I have to thank my buddy PubScan, who was the first one to tell me about this pursuit. He told me about it when it was City of Industry that was in pursuit. It seems like forever ago now. It seems like an hour ago. They were originally the agency that was in pursuit. They let it go, and then CHP picked it up. And so it's been CHP ever since on the 60 and the 605 freeway, 405 freeway just for a moment, and now back on that 605 coming through the 91 here. And so now he's actually headed back towards this pursuit began. So this started near the 605 and the 60, and we are heading back in that direction. One of the things we are kind of facing, though, is the weather. It seems like it's starting to get a lot more foggy here, but of course we'll stay on this as long as we can as he continues northbound on the 605 coming up to Alondra. So we're very close to both the 91 and the 105 here on that northbound 605. He's kind of all over the freeway, so it's not really clear to me if he's perhaps trying to transition onto any other freeway. But if he has any intent of getting back up to Industry, then he should just stay on the 605, and I'm sure he knows that.
Yeah, right, Wilson.
As far as we know, we don't have any other information about the driver or the vehicle.
Is that true? That's not true.
We did hear that this was a DUI driver, so that's the only thing we have confirmed at this point. But now entering Norwalk, and for my scanner hounds, if you're following along on the scanner, I am hearing they're switching back to the gold, so switching back to the Santa Fe Springs frequency of the CHP.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. Cops are they're on them, but kind of hanging behind. I think they earlier they weren't really on them. Then decided to re-engage them, and they were going to set up strips, but I guess spike strips, but I guess it didn't work out.
Okay, coming up to the 105 freeway here.
Just kind of cruising. Well, he is driving pretty fast, I guess. Huh.
Pretty light traffic, all things considered, for a Friday night. So traffic has not really been a factor in this pursuit. He did run a couple reds while in the Lakewood area, but just because he didn't want to wait. And once again, if you're just joining us, this is a possible DUI driver. A special thanks to everyone who is watching us and reaching out to us. Kent Nicholson. Kent Nicholson, thank you very much for watching. I do get your messages, guys, or if you have questions too, I can sometimes look down quick enough and be able to grab the question and answer it as we're following this pursuit. But continuing northbound 605 here, we're past the 105.
That's true.
So next freeway coming up is the 5, which is actually where he's moving to right now.
It could be a female
Currently
driver.
set up to go northbound 5. If he moves to the right lane, that's going to be southbound 5. But he's staying to the left, so that's going to be northbound on the 5. The CHP is saying it's southbound 5. I thought it was north, but we'll see. They're behind him. I'm not. Let's see. Yep, there we go. So he was set up to go north, made that last second move to go south. So he's southbound on the 5 here at the 605.
He's getting back on. So what is it?
So that is not the right way to go if he was trying to get back to the city of industry, where this all began. That's the only reason I say it is because they began in that area, and pursuits tend to return to an area where they began that a driver's familiar with.
Interesting.
And I have to say hi to Mr. Lascone, who is reaching out to us
headlights.
from
Is that even legal?
the Downey area. He's waving at me. I see ya. So the Westminster units are going to cancel. So currently it's the gold Santa Fe Springs frequency units that are on here. Heading towards Norwalk.
Yeah, depending on how much gas that truck has, it could go for a while. Been going all night long. Just kind of keeping tabs on him, but not really engaging him. He's
Okay, passing Imperial.
Picking up speed too a little bit, it looks like.
One of the things they're saying on the scanner is that there's no rain. So as if rain was a factor.
Oh, fog lights. Okay.
And you guys aren't going to believe this, but there's another pursuit. I just heard that there is a pursuit southbound on the 605 at Whittier. So that's behind us. So there's two pursuits very close to each other. There's this one here on the 5 and Rosecrans Avenue in Norwalk, and then there's that other one southbound 605 at Whittier. I don't know the want on that other one. I just know it's a failure to yield. I just heard it come across the CHP scanner. So once again, we get two pursuits at exactly the same time, but of course we're committed to this one, so we're going to stay on this one for now. Again, this is a possible DUI driver in a Chevy Silverado. The other pursuit, I think, is a Kia. I'm getting every other word, so I'll relay what I hear, but I think both pursuits are CHP. This one is almost out of LA County, back in Orange County. We're at the 5 and Carmenita Road here in Santa Fe Springs. And once again, at the controls of News Chopper 4 is my pilot, George Marcineau. He's fighting through a little bit of weather here as we continue southbound here on the 5. So.
Oh, he's on a road trying to catch
Pardon
up.
us when we have to scoot back a little bit at times.
Scott Lane.
Coming up to Valley View.
That boy's flying on the road. Woo-wee. That boy's gonna catch up. He's safe driving now.
The other one is southbound 605 at Slauson. This is pretty funny, actually. We can actually be on one chase and be talking about a whole nother chase that's literally like right behind me. So it happened to us the other night as well. We had two pursuits that were going on at exactly the same time, and I could see them both at the same time. In this case, this one's a DUI driver, the one that we're on. I don't know what the other one is on the other one, other than just a failure to yield, which is it simply means that you didn't stop when the police tried to pull them over. But typically, there's something else involved too. You can see that the shot's getting a lot more hazy. There is a little heavier cloud cover as we make our way towards Orange County. And another thing we encounter as we head towards Anaheim is, of course, that Disneyland TFR, that temporary flight restriction over Disneyland, that actually keeps us either 3 miles away from the park or 3,000 feet above it. So our shot may get a lot more foggy as we continue south. So hopefully he turns around. He'd do us a favor, that's for sure. But continuing southbound 5 here in La Mirada. And then real quick, I'm just going to do a quick update in Spanish and then resume our coverage in English. Once again, thank you very much for watching us here on NBCLA.com.
That's Ileana. I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say. But yeah, it's a pickup truck. I don't know what kind of pickup it is. And supposedly DUI, drunk driver. Oh, well, they don't know. They think drunk driver maybe or on substances. Been kind of stopping on and off on the road. Cops at some point disengaged. Weren't really, just the choppers were following him, and then they re-engaged. And it seems like he's been driving a little bit more wild since they've re-engaged, but they're not really, they're on him, but they're not really like on him. They're just kind of hanging back. I mean, now they're actually pushing up a little bit. And they had set spike strips up at one. Well, they were going to, but I guess he changed paths or whatever. So and that's when he got on the highway. So they haven't gotten any spike strips on him so far that I've seen. And then now apparently there's another chase not too far off. We'll see if there's another news channel that actually gets it. I'll put it on the screen.
5 aquí en Buena Park, donde estamos a punto de llegar a la autopista 91 y vamos a ver si continúa en la autopista 5 Sur o si se junta a la 91. Creo que al momento está preparándose para continuar en la autopista 5 en dirección sur, yendo hacia Anaheim. Y como les digo, esta es la patrulla de Caminos de California que está persiguiendo a este conductor con... serán 3 patrullas de la policía y un helicóptero de la patrulla de Caminos de California también. Reportando desde Fullerton, desde el helicóptero, Eliana Moreno, Telemundo 52.
I don't know if the other chase they put it on TV. I'll put both of them on. I'll put one in the small screen, like a small little box somewhere.
Okay, so continuing southbound 5.
ABC 7 has a better one. Let me take a look.
So we're at Brookhurst. So we are going into Anaheim. So again, that's going to put us into the Disneyland TFR. So my pilot George is making a few phone calls here to the right tower controllers to try to get us into that temporary flight restriction so we can keep following the chase.
Oh yeah. Oh, we can check out ABC 7 for a little bit. Oh yeah, it does look a lot better.
91 freeway now.
Kind of, I guess.
We're going to be approaching the Disneyland
more light.
TFR, the Disneyland restricted airspace.
No.
So we're going to be working with our pilot up here in Air 7 to make sure we can navigate around that one effectively and
Disneyland got power.
Carry on through. And it sounds like we do have the green light to carry on through and keep following the suspect southbound on the 5 well into Orange County now.
Ronan, thank you again for the super chat, man. Says thanks, Mel, for getting up so late. Appreciate it. Youper Girl, yeah, I've been going to sleep early lately. Youper Girl, thank you for the 5. Says thanks for show in gush for us. I'm not sure what you want to say. Thank you. You are one of my faves, and appreciate it. Thank you. Kitty, thank you for the 5. Says you're sleepy guy. You're the best. Love you. And
the number 2 lane.
And Wilson again, thank you for the 20. Amazing.
That CHP unit.
Amazing the plug. Disney, man, they got power, bro. They shut the skies down.
Not giving up an inch there, staying pretty close behind that Chevy Silverado, we were told. And we don't know how many people are in this vehicle, but we do know that this truck is stolen. And there was some suspicion earlier. Just monitoring some air traffic here. All right. HD and the other helicopters in the area. We are continuing southbound on the 5.
Yeah, right, really.
Well into Orange County, well into Anaheim.
You think the guy's lost? That's what Eliana was thinking. Maybe he was lost or something.
We're passing Euclid and Lincoln and all those streets you might be familiar with.
Long Beach police chase.
You might see a little blip in our signal here, folks. We're going to adjust our transmissions to make sure we can still carry some live pictures going into Orange County.
Hey. I want to go to Disneyland. Some people just want to go to his in-laws. GTA 6, man, when that thing comes out, it's supposed to be dope as hell. I'm definitely gonna buy it.
Back with you now on ABC7.com on our ABC7 streaming apps. We were looking to exit on Harbor Boulevard. They're now back onto the main line of the 5 southbound freeway in that number 3 lane. Now you can see that CHP unit right behind there.
I'm nodding off.
Now we're swinging back to the number 2 lane. A lot of jockeying back and forth for this suspect back in the number 1 lane. He's used that carpool lane before, all the way on the left-hand side.
Oh, did he hit the sun?
Doesn't look like he's going for it right at this moment, possibly because of that traffic there on the left.
I thought it was a divider there.
But this driver doesn't appear to, as we've noticed, care for the lines drawn on the highway for all of us to stay in between as we go now into the number 3 lane, kind of swerving into the number 4 lane there, making a little bit of a dangerous situation for passerbys. If you're continuing southbound on this 5, a little bit of swerving between the number 4 and the number 3 lane, now back in the number 2 lane and the number 1 lane.
Oh, yeah, finally.
This guy's not letting anyone get in his way, and CHP still following close behind.
I want to go.
Passing Gene Autry now. Still southbound 5, well into Orange County. These ones that just continue southbound like this, you have to wonder, what is their end goal? Do they want to continue to San Diego? Do they want to continue to Mexico? Do they have somewhere in Orange County that they'd like to go to? These answers we don't have for you at this particular moment, but we're going to follow this one as long as we can. We're going to be looking at very close to another vehicle there. As he's in that right-hand lane. That right-hand lane will take him to the 22 freeway if the driver stays in that lane, but he's been swerving back and forth. It's really hard to say. Now we're back on the 5 freeway, the number 4 lane.
Headlights either, I guess?
And still kind of swerving on that line between the number 4 lane and the exit ramp, and it looks like we're committed past the Gore Point, now committed 5 southbound again. And it really is a concern now because you see this driver get really close to other vehicles and start getting pretty close to sideswiping them. 5 south passing Broadway.
Traffic's a little bit heavier here.
Copy.
Still not part of car or anything like that, but Oh.
CHP might be swapping out one of their units. And this is what they do. This is part of their this is part of what makes them so good at pursuits, is they have this kind of down to a science where they can swap lead pursuing units in and out so that one car can get a break and another one can pick it up. And they can really stay on vehicles throughout the duration of really long, hours-long pursuits.
Oh,
this one's been going on for more than an hour now, so you have to think the driver's probably getting fatigued. But these officers are not getting fatigued because they are getting breaks. As we continue southbound on the 5, switching to the purple now. Switching to another CHP division. This will give CHP more options and more resources to choose from as far as getting additional units, fresh units.
Whoa. I don't know what that thing's like bouncing or something. I don't know what that was. Maybe if he's on something, he'll start wearing off.
Monitoring a little bit of the CHP traffic as we continue to go through these different CHP divisions, as we've been saying. And now we're on the right shoulder, using all of that right shoulder. Again, this driver appears to have no respect for these lanes on the highway. So there's no telling if when he goes all the way to the right shoulder, if he's going to actually exit or if he's just swerving. It's really hard to say.
Oh, it's nice. She gonna make a iCkEdMeL. Yo, check this out. Oh my god. Yeah, so I think Wilson had asked Eliana to shout us out or something.
And special thanks.
All right, we're continuing southbound, approaching the 55 freeway. If the driver decides to take the 55 freeway, could take him through Costa Mesa, Newport Beach. Up in Air 7 HD, we're continuing to follow this thing. We had to lay back a little bit as we maneuver through John Wayne Airport's airspace. And this part of the freeway has a lot of overpasses. The ons and on-ramps from the 55 freeway into the carpool lanes kind of get in the way here for you, but we will do our best to swing Air 7 HD around to the other side and continuing southbound 5. Now we're south of the 55 freeway.
You guys able to hear it?
Almost into Irvine now. Irvine will be the next...
Nobody can ever really pronounce it. When I was on Court TV, Vinny Palatino, I think, Palatine, he had a hard time. It was hilarious. He had to ask me. And then I think Ashley Banfield, too, had a hard time. It was kind of funny.
Oh.
Wait, what is that shit?
So you might see the picture get a little far away now here, folks, because we have to hold for a landing aircraft at John Wayne Airport, but we're going to do our best with the zoom lens on Air 7 HD to stay with this vehicle as it continues southbound 5. It looks like we're getting cleared through the John Wayne airspace now, and we'll be able to catch up to this thing again.
If this was Florida, this shit would have been done 10 minutes in it. I've seen
Weston
crazy
Ranch
shit.
Road there, you see the exit coming up, but this suspect staying in that number 3 lane.
I think they're...
Brian doing a great job on the camera, keeping this suspect in the frame. We're doing...
I've seen them do high-speed hits in Florida.
We're working our way up in Air 7 HD to catch back up to this pursuit, but he's not going too terribly fast in terms of, when you compare it to some of the fastest pursuits we've seen that are upwards of 3 digits. We're not really doing that. We're going between 80 and 90, which is a little bit faster than the general traffic.
Yeah,
now we're in that carpool lane now. Little bit of volume building as we...
I was just thinking that. The traffic, yeah.
Continue on that southbound 5 through the Irvine area and swerving all the way to the right. Wow. We saw the driver using signal lights there. Very unusual behavior. It's not surprising that sheriffs thought that this was a possible DUI early on, but they are treating this as a stolen vehicle pursuit at this particular moment.
Julie B, thank you. A lot of membership
Serving
going on.
over to the left lane now there.
I gotta work on emojis.
You know, I hate to say it, but we do have some weather to deal with here. We have a little bit of a marine layer. Maury, our pilot's going to navigate around this.
Oh, I thought he was about to lose control of the car or something. What the hell
We
is
had a
that?
layer of clouds there that we had to get under. Now we are
Look, he's fighting with himself.
hopefully out of the worst of it in terms of that marine layer, but that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on as we continue southbound. Now we're in that far right lane. Jeffrey Road will be the off-ramp if this driver decides to take it, and he does not. Looks like he's staying on that 5 south. And CHP still having at least 2 units staying right behind this suspect. There's another unit a little bit further back.
Iguanas. Hey, pretty close on him now. Getting off now?
133.
Oh, it's one of those bridge things. Looks like it goes over. I guess you can't pit on this thing.
Yeah.
What could happen?
Looks like we're northbound on the 133 now. This is a toll road on the 133. This is a toll road, but I don't think this suspect driver cares much for that at this point. Not a lot of traffic to be seen on that 133.
Wow. Looks pretty clear and dark. I don't know where the hell he's going. There we go. Got a little bit of lights over there. One light.
This is where you have to wonder, as we see this driver use the shoulder, the far left shoulder here, in that number 1 lane, you have to wonder if a
you guys making it
freeway
rain up in
that
here
is
tonight.
not as populated with very low volume.
Thank you, EJ303.
If CHP might decide to take a little more evasive action here, possibly perform a pit. We've seen that the other day. We know that they are capable and willing to do that, although at these speeds, they may decide to hold off here. Copy that. Crossing under Irvine, continuing northbound on this 133.
Oh, he's like just swerving, bro. Like, oof.
We're again watching out for the weather here in the area. There's a couple of clouds, a couple of marine layer clouds that may prevent us from continuing northbound up into those Santa Ana Mountains, as we see that suspect use all of the shoulder there. Possibly going northbound on the 241 here.
This would be, well, I guess it's too fast for a pit over there, right? I don't think, maybe Wilson knows. I don't know if it's like 30 miles an hour or 40.
Copy.
I think 30. They won't do anything over 30 or 40, I think. They'll kind of wait for the right moment, I guess.
South 55.
They look pitch black out there. Wow.
All right, so Brian's doing an awesome job as our photographer up here in Air 7 HD, keeping this driver in our lens as long as we can, just to see if anything happens up there. We're having to hold an Air 7 HD to the south just because of the weather hugging the Santa Ana Mountains as this driver continues up these toll roads. We've gone on the 133. Now the driver appears to be on the 241.
I think the choppers are calling it too, the other ones. California. Makes you miss Cali.
We're going to do some business up here in Air 7 HD, and we'll be back with you on the web on abc7.com and the ABC7 streaming platforms.
So what are you saying? There's these clouds. I forgot what they call them. Specifically, what kind of cloud? I guess that could cause problems for the helicopter. If they were to, I don't know, encounter it, I guess. Has Scott gone up to the chase? Let me see. No, not yet. And I think he's gonna have. It's gonna take him a while to catch up. I just think at the speeds that this car is going, to catch up, he'd have to be going faster, I guess, right? You're in the north, right, Debbie? Up north, or in the middle somewhere. Marine layer. Yeah, the sea causes fog. Marine cloud.
Just to give you guys an update on all of our streaming platforms here, Brian doing an awesome job keeping the suspect in frame here. You can see the 3 CHP units continuing in pursuit of this driver northbound on the 241, continuing up into the hills and into the mountains of the Santa Ana Mountains. Unfortunately, there are also clouds up there, and those we don't want to mess with up here in Air 7 HD. They affect our visibility, so we're having to pull back. And at least keep a distance from the mountains as we follow as best as we can, and that may be it for now as far as what we're able to follow.
Oh, man.
We'll keep you posted in the next few minutes here.
That sucks. Yeah, I see the other chopper. I think this is Liana's. Wait, what's going on here? Was that another chase, or the same one? Oh, I think it's, I don't know, it looks like a different one. Let me pull that up on the small screen. Oh, this one, ABC is leaving it, I think.
Alrighty, guys. Here's that other pursuit. Looks like it just ended in a crash. We're
crash.
Right on the border of Tustin and Santa Ana, right at 17th and 55th Street, just off of Deodar.
I think ABC's leaving.
And you can see that Kia that we were we heard was got a little wake turbulence there.
Turbulence on a helicopter. That would freak me out, probably.
This was a pursuit of a failure to yield. He was in a Kia. You see the Kia there ended up there in the center divider.
Ever had any scary moments on the chopper?
This was a police agency in pursuit, not CHP, from what I can tell, based off of the units. I'll try to read them and try to tell you which agency that was. But you can see that he was on the 55 freeway. I think he tried to exit here at 17th and then just lost control. Ended up there in that center divider, center median.
Oh, did he find them? Did he catch up with them?
You see the police officers
that's the same
are
spot.
still kind of
that's
on guard there. I think they're probably just clearing the vehicle, but I do see that one person is in custody. Looks like a man. So we're just off of 17th Street and the 55 freeway. Ended on 17th over the freeway. It's behind us, George.
Ah, man. So Eliana does the night shift. Stu does morning shift. Different stations, of course. I guess that's it. This is what the weather's looking like out there. Too bad we didn't get to see. And I don't know, too. Oh, Wilson, I meant to ask you earlier. Somebody was asking about the outcome of the chase from the night before, was it? Oh, there was this explosion too earlier. Oh, they just cut off of it. There was an explosion earlier somewhere. I don't think it was Cali though.
And thank you to everyone who watched us online. I'm not sure if I'm still streaming, but just in case I am. So I'll just explain what happened there real quick, because a lot of stuff happened in a very short amount of time. So we were on that Chevy Silverado pursuit. It got on the 241 in an area that was just too dark for us to continue, and the weather is going down as well. So we pulled off of that one and went to that other chase that was on the 55 freeway. That ended at the 55 and 17th Street, right there on the border of Santa Ana and Tustin. And thank you to my friend Michelle Ford, who is telling me I am still streaming. So thanks, Michelle. I flew right over her house, apparently.
Virginia explosion, yeah. I was almost going to jump live on for that.
Momentarily at that chase on the 55 and 17th Street. That driver lost control. He's now in custody. The one on that was a...
Yeah, there was a live feed. I think maybe her signal. I don't know if she's coming back.
So that's the end of that one. Still don't have a termination of that Chevy Silverado pursuit. That was a DUI chase. But we are actually going to start making our way back up into the San Fernando Valley because the weather is going down. That way we can make it back home safely. So as long as I'm still streaming, I'll keep the shot up for you guys so you can watch us make our way back home out of Orange County and back into LA. We're currently at the 91 and the 55. And in fact, I'll throw up the little address bar because I think you guys will think it's kind of cool to be able to see exactly where we're at as we're flying along here. So once again, from News Chopper 4, I'm Liliana Marino alongside my valet George Marcineau.
I feel like too that I feel like ABC has better cameras or something, or is it just their internet that they're using? I'm sure the choppers probably have different technologies. I wonder if they could upgrade it.
Now you can get your breaking news in Spanish. Visit
just the infrared on there, but they should upgrade Ileana's cameras. I don't know if they could do that. That'd be good if they could upgrade it. Still nice to see. ABC, right? They have the best cameras, huh? This is still better than some of the stuff I've seen in other states, though. You know? Yeah, right? It's crazy how those two chases ended up close to each other. Mo, check the score. Oh, shoot, one died. Firefighter dies in Sterling home explosion.
AMES Williams, WILLIAMS, Assistant Chief of Operations for Loudoun County Fire and Rescue.
Sir, can you tell us what happened, please?
Yeah, that is.
Huh? Are you guys good?
Cooper.
All right, this evening at approximately 7:40, fire and rescue units were dispatched to 347 Silver Ridge Place here in Sterling for an investigation. Soon after arrival, with firefighters inside, the house did explode.
Wow, so I didn't know. I thought it had exploded and firefighters were responding. I didn't know they were inside when that shit went off.
Multiple maydays were transmitted as the incident was upgraded to a multiple alarm fire.
So was that a setup? Did somebody set some type of explosive in there?
We have transported 9 firefighters, 2 civilians, and I'm sad to report there is 1 firefighter fatality.
Oh, man. Truck crash.
Units from Loudoun County Fire and Rescue, Sterling Volunteer Fire Company, which is part of the Loudoun County Combined Fire and Rescue System, Fairfax County Fire and Rescue, Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority have all responded to assist on this fire. The fire is under investigation at this time, led by the Fire Marshal's Office of Loudoun County. They're supported in the investigation by Loudoun County Sheriff's Office as well as the ATF.
Oh, Scott said that. Oh, gotcha.
I am joined here by Mickey Buchanan, the Assistant Chief of the Sterling Volunteer Fire Company, as well as Vice Chair of our Board of Supervisors, Julie Briskman, who also serves as the Algonquian District Supervisor. I'll take a very few questions. This will be the only media briefing that we do. We are assembling a press release to put out as soon as we can. I'll take just a few questions.
People in the neighborhood told me that they smelled gas, and they also said that firefighters were responding to a gas leak. Can you confirm that?
I cannot. I can confirm that the fire is under investigation at this time by our fire marshal's office.
On the Sterling Fire Department Twitter, it stated that they were responding to a gas leak.
Okay, I have not seen that Twitter feed.
Okay.
Thank you.
How are you feeling right now that this is one of your firefighters?
I appreciate the question. It is, when I addressed a group of firefighters, I said this is the worst call that we can respond to, and this is a time where we need to support each other and hold each other up. We are in the process right now of making next of kin notifications, so that the families are not have not yet been contacted.
Were the residents of the home, were they there at the time?
I don't factually know who was where. I know 2 civilians were transported. I do not have any further information to release about the firefighter.
You said that there were 9 firefighters that were transported to the hospital. Can you tell us a little about their injuries?
The 9 firefighters do have some serious injuries, as well as less severe injuries.
I'm sorry, sir.
Transported to multiple hospitals, local hospitals. I'm not going to identify which hospitals, but they range in severity from limited to more severe.
Were any other homes affected?
I don't factually know the answer to that.
Have you cleared the scene yet? I noticed that you had firefighters searching through debris. We had Skyfox up in the air on the ground. I mean, showing that. Are you finished searching the debris? Is the scene clear?
We have all firefighters out of the building. The fire will continue to smolder for an undetermined amount of time. It's still an active scene. And we'll be transitioning at the appropriate time where the fire marshal's office can really get into the house. I'll take 2 more questions. Yes, sir.
Could you kind of describe like the damage to the structure itself, like how it
total devastation.
Yeah.
There's a debris field well into the street and into the neighboring homes. One more question.
Sorry. We have sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Multiple firefighters were trapped. Can you talk to us a little bit about the effort to get them out and just the impact that it has on you as well as the other firefighters?
It's a huge physical and emotional toll on everyone associated with the fire department. Obviously, the people who are trapped, the rescuers that are going in to try and pull them out, the incident commander, my peers throughout the region, it has impacted them. They've all reached out to me, and I appreciate it.
Congrats, Carvey, on a hard-fought game. Sorry.
So it's a great question. This incident will affect the entire fire service in the country.
Sir, we have a storm coming. What effect is that going to have on you all searching? I know you said one more question, but that's an important thing. A lot of people concerned about the snow, and that this could have make your job that much more difficult as you search debris, sir.
This is going to be an extended scene, complicated by the weather. So we will provide updates to our social media and through additional press releases. But there will be no more formal media briefing.
Thank you, Chief.
Let's see if we can see a little bit of video. I saw something earlier. It's in Virginia. I saw something earlier that had popped up on my feed, and I was almost going to get out of bed, but I was like, I'm just going to rest. I saw I think it was an overview here. Is this it? I saw like an aerial view of this thing.
Lennar has a hot selection.
I forgot. I used the main account.
And we are back right now. That breaking news of a home explosion in Sterling tonight.
Harbor gathered here. Who they're going on? You can see this gentleman right over.
This is what it was. Wasn't really sure until saw this on the news.
Yeah, well, I want to thank you for joining us. A lot of people out here did not know what was going on, but they definitely heard the explosion. Let me move out of the way. This is the Loudoun County Sheriff's Department over here, and they have this
it's like gone, whatever that was there.
Intersection here where they're stopping people, making sure they don't go down the street. That is where my colleague Josh was reporting from. Fire crews are over what appear to be firefighters, and so they're thinking that
shit. If I'm living in that neighborhood, I'm like, is my house next? Poker channel confirmed. Oh, Silverado. Okay. Man. I heard a house exploded in another place. A truck exploded. Wow. Oh, I think I did see. I thought I saw something like that on Twitter or something, like a car exploding. It really is. Seems like the end of the times. I feel like we're just seeing this kind of stuff more and more. House explosion, neighborhood. Is this a different house or the same one? Oh yeah, okay. Damn, my house going up next? What in the heck is going on? This was a couple hours ago. Explosion. 2 more pursuits. No, there is a pursuit. Let's see. Is Ileana going? There's another chase. Take a look and see. This is a story of a missing girl. 2 people have been asking me to cover. Have to see if we can cover it at some point. Wow. Patricia says she got notified 14 hours after the live chase. Excuse me. Back in pursuit. Stolen vehicle. Let's pull up Twitter. Oh, sweet. That was really nice, Wilson. Ileana. Looks like K-Cal's going to a new pursuit. Northbound. Okay. Another chase. Man, I don't know what's going on today. Is it a full moon? Something in the water? That poop to tap water out there? Or the tap to poop? Yeah, K-Cal's going. Poop to tap. All right, so we'll wait on K-Cal.
Decades you dominated champions.
K-Cal, Los Angeles. 2 more pursuits? I know, right? What in the heck is going on? Well, at least I don't really have to be up too early. I'm gonna wake up at a decent time that I'll go work out, but I don't have to be up like early. Actually, I forgot I do have stuff to do. All media is going to the new pursuit. Oh man. Whoa. Oh, it's on tonight. Do you drink energy drinks to stay awake? I mean, I a lot of times I'll take like a pre-workout throughout the day. I don't think right now would be a good idea for me to take any kind of energy at this time. If I had like a Celsius, I'd drink a Celsius because it's not too strong. But like to take a pre-workout right now, I think it'd be. I want to probably go back to sleep after. I was gonna make myself a little magnesium drink, like a water, add some ice. I want something like refreshing cold. I might do that. Cerritos is also in pursuit. All media is gone.
Which of course
Los Angeles is the issue.
Still there. I'm going to leave early kind of guy.
Yeah,
At the bottom of the ninth.
Exactly. Senator Padilla, great to see you. We've got the mayor of San Jose, Matt Mahan, when we come back. Thanks for watching.
Oh, there's a link already. Wow. Another chase. Hey, another chase. Another
Beach area.
And unlike the other one, this one is a high-speed chase. The suspect we've seen, as you see there, above 100 miles. This is a Kia Optima that police are chasing right now. Once again, this chase happening in Orange County. We're just now getting over it. This is our second chase of the night. The other one actually ending in Orange County. This one right here starting in Orange County.
That's right. This is the want is for high speed again now in LA County as we came out of.
I mean, Celsius is like the. Oh wait, did I do that?
Of the Orange County area, now in Compton on the 405 freeway. But again, this chase has been really fast, at least 100 miles per hour. This person has been going the entire time. And as you can see on the right side of your screen, going at a high rate of speed in the left-hand lane there, in the HOV lane, and the CHP not too far behind.
All right, and we right now we're trying to get on the phones and we're trying to get more information as to how this chase started, what this suspect is possibly wanting.
I haven't drank anything besides
get on it because
water,
we know CHP right behind this suspect, and we have seen some very high rates of speed. 113 we saw at one point, Susie.
I mean, this is, this is just insane amount of speed. And, we're talking about a reckless driving and high speed want. The CHP obviously knows that this person driving like this is posing a danger to the public, not only to the officers, but to the public right now. And that's why they want to get to this person. But they're going to do so in a methodical way, as we've been seeing with the other chase as well. The other chase, they went into a tracking mode just to take some pressure off that person, even though, Chauncey, that was not a high-speed chase.
Right.
We don't know what other possible offenses, if any, this person could have committed that they, are going this fast, that they. And look at, oh my goodness.
That motorcycle barely getting out of the way.
Close.
And Susie, you talked about that last chase, the tracking mode with the officers pulling back, and that strategy worked.
It did.
And we are talking about a driver who really never went over 70 miles per hour. I never saw that.
Yeah, it's true. And this person, again, going so fast, and that is the want. But you can see the CHP really keeping up with this person. They usually have 3 units in chase behind this person. So it looks like that's what they're doing right now on the 405 freeway. Again, in the Compton area, we haven't seen this person stop yet or exit the freeway, but we know that they have been going at high rates of speed. And, you wonder how the CHP can bring something like this to a stop, especially on the freeway, especially at these speeds, especially if the want is for high speeds and for reckless driving.
And Susie, we were talking about a Kia Optima going at 119 miles per hour right now.
It's true.
So,
yeah, not a sports car.
Right. This is not a sports car. This is a Friday night, and I'm hoping that we stay in areas where there's not a lot of cars on the road, but a suspect driving this fast, we know that CHP is saying because of this reckless driving and high speed want that we have to stay with this suspect before it gets even more dangerous.
Yeah, it's true, and oftentimes we do see agencies backing off in instances like this because of that reason, because they feel that if they keep putting this pressure on that person.
Yeah, just rear discretion advised too. I have no idea what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So it could crash, could whatever.
Could happen. Obviously, we don't want to happen.
Live TV.
You know, there could be a lot of different things that happen if they follow too closely. And obviously, this person is going at a high rate of speed. But if the CHP wants them, you know, they're going to go for it. And they are right now. As Chauncey alluded to earlier, we did see an earlier chase that ended up in Orange County actually go into tracking mode, where the officers, they're not gone on the ground. They're not back to headquarters. It's not that. They're just keeping the airship in the air, turning actually that night sun off so that the pressure was off even from the air on that person being pursued. And then they had the ground units, you know, standing by maybe a couple blocks away. And when that airship communicated, you know, where that location was, they were there, Johnny on the spot. It was quick that they got to them.
And that strategy worked. And we're talking, and I would say this, within seconds, we saw those CHP officers right behind that suspect. But right now, we're dealing with the opposite, where we have a suspect who is going at a very, very high rate of speed. Once again, we've seen this car hit at least 113 miles per hour here up the 405 going north. And as you see, CHP right there on the suspect's tracks.
Yeah, and so as we watch this chase happening again, going northbound on the 405, we are headed into the LAX airspace area, where we do have to respect that just in case. So if we do have to pull our shot a little further back, that is why we are doing that. But again, the CHP in chase, and this person wanted for reckless driving and high speeds, as you can see here, certainly living up to that. They're going at high rates of speed on the freeway. And, you know, we talk about different ways that the CHP can come in and stop this car. Now, one of the ways that they can do it is obviously a spike strip, but something they're not going to attempt on the freeway, especially at these speeds. And if they don't know or have a pattern of where this person is, which lane are they in? Are they staying in that way right lane where they can actually get an officer ahead of this, you know, driver, and then lay out those spike strips, throw them out, and then pull them back and hide so that that person doesn't hit you and hit someone else along the way. So that's a very dangerous thing that they can attempt on the freeway, which they have done. And another method that we often see, even on freeways with the CHP, is a pit maneuver to hit that car in the rear quarter panel and turn it around and then stop it. But at this high rate of speed, Chauncey, we were speaking with the sergeant earlier, you know, these are dangerous speeds. They can't do a pit maneuver.
And we know this is a very dangerous chase with high rates of speed, and we are going to keep a very close eye on this. But because of the marine layer, Olga has been talking about the storm and the weather coming in. So right now it is about safety, and we have to respect the airspace there at LAX. So we're also dealing with that too. But we're going to keep a very close eye on this speed, this Kia Optima going up the 104, the 405 North, CHP right behind them. We're going to keep a very close eye on this, and we'll have sports coming up right after the break. Keep it right here. You're watching KCAL News Tonight.
Yeah, there's this missing girl. I didn't realize it was. I didn't realize it was a Texas story. There's a missing girl in Texas, and I heard it's kind of crazy. At some point, I'm gonna have to cover it. I don't know when, because tomorrow. Just got stuff to do. I got to take the car in. The seatbelt buckle is not buckling. I can kind of buggy, so I gotta take it in. And then we got Maddie's appointment tomorrow. Eye appointment. ABC Live. Okay, ABC's live. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. Keep it rolling. Keep it going. Come on. Keep it rolling.
Of course, as we all know, as we follow these pursuits, the ones... Yep.
Yeah, boys.
Really? Copy. Thank you.
Oh.
Just as you guys are joining us, this is pursuit number 2 on ABC7.com and the ABC7 streaming apps. Unfortunately, we're joining just as this pursuit goes into LAX airspace. So we're going to have to work with the LAX tower to see what we can do to get through, if we can transition by the airport, or if we have to go around the airspace, which would mean losing eyes on this pursuit for the time being. I'm awaiting word to see what that answer is going to be, and it does appear that we're going to have to
go around,
fly a little bit to the east around the LAX airspace. Brian, our photographer, is going to use the powerful zoom lens on Air 7 HD to keep eyes on this pursuit as best as we can from a distance. But we're going to loop around the LAX traffic and the LAX airspace and join up with this one again on the other side, passing through Inglewood and West LA.
That's Gabe.
We'll keep the pictures up, and I'll join you again on the other side of LAX airspace.
Yeah, Celsius to me is like a light drink. It's not crazy with caffeine. I mean, I don't know how much caffeine this thing has, but it's a very, very light thing, whatever. Yeah, that was a tip from the inmate. We were talking about that earlier today. Don't forget to feed your kids. Maybe they'll make it around in time. Catch up with the Jays. They might make it.
Once again, if you're joining us watching these live pictures on ABC7.com and the ABC7 streaming platforms, the pursuit is continuing northbound on the 405. Unfortunately, weather and LAX restrictions are forcing us to go the long way. So we're going to have to work with the LAX controllers to maneuver around their airspace. So in a few minutes here, we'll be able to pop out on the north side and give you live pictures of this pursuit once again, but we are keeping an ear on it, and we will be over it momentarily. In the meantime, I'm going to go silent here, but we'll keep the pictures up.
All right, so I guess we got to hope and see that they'll make it around in time. Turn off this fan. It's cold. Yeah, it's about to be 2 in the morning here. Oh, it's true, Wilson. Yeah, by I thought the cutoff time was like, so it's 2:30. I've seen it, sometimes they go a little bit later, right? Or it depends. Yeah, but 2:30 it's already a wrap. They're not gonna go out anymore. 2:30 probably. I'm just waiting to see if the chopper makes it around. I'm hanging around and waiting. If they call it, then we call it. ABC is live. Oh, it's off at 11:30. Okay. That's 2:30 our time. That's the new bedtime. 2:30 in the morning. I was doing so good going to bed early. I mean, I did go to bed early, so it's all right. But I will go back to sleep after for a good while. Take a little magnesium thing. Relax. Maybe I'll watch some video stuff, fall asleep. Actually, they're pretty good on this next channel. Oh, by the way, somebody was saying Corey Bigsby trial is in March. I don't know if they're streaming that though. That might be interesting. Shanti sent me the email. I hope this is an okay video.
So this is going to get no other justice. We have a House of Delegate that's going to champion the Cody alert. So any missing child from now on, hopefully get it passed this year in the Senate.
I'm curious would you guys get on the helicopter? Or maybe, oh, they're going back to base? Okay. Would you guys get on the helicopter? We'll do a poll. Oh, because I gotta log into my other thing.
Troops could read them.
These women did a significant piece.
That's it. I sometimes like watching the chopper thing, the flying in the sky. It's kind of peaceful and stuff. What else are they saying? Oh, that's cute too. Are you guys messaging Ileana? She's really nice. I hope when I go back to Cali sometime, I get to meet some of the Cali people. That'll be cool. Oh, okay, so cool. Took me a while to do it. I feel like I'm curious to ride one, but I also know like I have this weird fuck luck. Some shit might happen if I get on a helicopter. You know, I don't know. LSCD Sentries in pursuit. So many pursuit, but media's going back to base. That's what Scan said. Media probably would have to get fuel soon too. Yeah, they're saying the media would probably have to. So there's another chase, but the choppers are going back to the base. They probably wouldn't have fuel anyway, I guess. I always have like weird shit happening to me, so I don't know. Murphy's Law. ATLA. What is Murphy's Law? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. I definitely have heard that before. KTLA. I'll take a quick look and see KTLA. Probably not. I don't think there's anything there though. Yeah. I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, I didn't see your picture. I gotta look at your messages more, Wilson. That's the truck? I think this is a truck from earlier. Is that the pickup truck from earlier? She sent the picture. I guess that's it right there. Chase on KTLA. I'll try. Let me do it. KTLA. Five suspect. Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, is that another one? Is that the same truck?
For about 45.
Oh, no. That's an old one. That's the old Chase. Wait, but I'm clicking here. It looks like when you click it, it almost seems like it's new, but it's not. Let me go watch live. No, there's no Chase on there. They make it seem like there's a chase going on, but it's actually just the old Chase. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I went to sleep earlier because I don't feel bad now. I'm gonna probably make my little magnesium drink to kind of relax me, and I'll probably lay in bed and watch some videos. FCLA News. I was gonna transfer people over there, but he doesn't have. He has my main channel set up, but he doesn't have my second channel set up, so I can redirect. I was gonna redirect people over there. We might have something coming in March. I don't know. We'll see. FCLA News. Or a redirect. I just figure after chases we can do something like that. Redirect. I can't do it right now though. I actually spoke to him on the phone today for the first time. A brief conversation, like 10 minutes or something like that. Brief conversation. But he is. Let me see if you want to check him out. Chasing Reality is out there too, though. Oh, I think he got there in person. This is what I think. I think Chasing Reality, does he have a show? He's on Scene TV. There's something with all of them. They all hang out. I think they all know each other. I don't know what the inside is with these guys, but I think they all know each other and they're buddies and stuff, I think. Let me see. Is he out there? Chasing Reality.
Where'd he going? He going. Where'd he
Connection's breaking up a little bit.
go? Where'd he go? Is he hiding in here? This one is the news. This one is Chasing Reality. Yeah, Chasing Reality OSTV.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, I follow you.
So I don't. They both don't have redirect turn on. I gotta talk to the guy to have him turn it on. But Chasing Reality OSTV, he's out there if you want to check it. I don't know what this looks like. This looks like just I don't know what this is.
In the past 2 hours.
He got picked up by a white truck.
He got picked up by a white truck?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
If you just type in Chasing Reality, he pops up, and then there's FCLA News. I don't know where he's at. FCLA News. Again, I can't redirect, so he don't have it turned on. SCLN users driving around right now. Yeah, Scott is on Netflix. I gotta find out what's the inside of that. Do you know anything about that, Wilson? What's the deal with all that stuff? I spoke to FCLA and he told me, oh, Mustard Mama knows something about this stuff too. I have to ask Mustard Mama. She knows a little bit. Every time I've talked to her, I'm always like in a rush, so I need to ask her about it. But yeah, these guys, I think they know each other or something, and Scott has like a show or something on Netflix. I think there's like a TV thing or something. So. And also, yeah, thank you for all the memberships. Appreciate all the gifts. There was a lot of, wow, man. There was so much tonight. Sparrow, thank you for gifting member 15. Julie, thank you for the 10 memberships. EJ303, thank you for the 10 memberships. I need to work on some more emojis. I know I need to make some more. I only have a few. Those, let me see. All of those actually I made. Well, except the Carly Russell one I didn't make. That one I didn't make. T-Bag did that one. But all the other emojis I made. I gotta add some more. Some people were saying to add the spike strip and some other things. Or even the words. Sometimes people like the words. I gotta add some more stuff on there. Oh, Jay, live life full 24/7. Thank you so much. I shiz you not. Says it's my birthday. Can I get a shout out? Happy birthday. I shiz you not. Happy birthday. Hope you have a great day. Don't get crazy. Don't do drugs. Say no. I mean, unless you do it, whatever. Don't do. I'm supposed to say that. Hope you have a good birthday. Amazing. Mr. Worldwide 305. Are you in Miami? I'm in Broward. Chasing on scene is where CHP wrecked. I always thought it would be kind of funny. I know I've said this a couple times. Funny or fun, or might be a cool collab. The next time I go to Cali, it would be cool to link up with one of the Stringer guys and just kind of like collab a little bit or something. Like they stream or I stream maybe from my phone or something. Or if we get to a scene, then I jump on stream or something. That'd be kind of like a dope thing. Maybe. Cali. Yeah, man. Hope you have a good birthday. My birthday's in May. I don't know what I'm going to do. Smoking scam. We'll chat. Take a birthday shot with me. Shot. They have that thing too. I saw Pup Scam went to that. I don't know if it was like a show or something. He met Ileana and the other people on the choppers. That looked kind of fun too. CHP car crashed, requesting what? Fire. Stu, that would be fun. Stu is really funny, yeah. Yeah, I've never talked to Smoke and Scam, but people love him. A lot of people. He's literally smoking, right, when he's streaming and stuff. Oh, he's over there. He has somebody on the stringer. Someone. Flat police chase now stolen truck. Oh, okay. So he has he uses the stringer's live video feed. I need to get. I mean, I guess I could do this. I wonder how he sets up a 4-screen thing. I need to figure that out. Yeah, I need to get a 4-screen thing going on. The Stringers. Oh, is he? Really? What's the show on Netflix? I should you not so I can check it out. Is it just called Chasing Reality or something else? Round 1. Damn, Sad Melly, you got good memory. How you know that? I mean, that's so public, it's not a secret, but that's good. You remember? Yeah, May 23rd. Suspects took foot bail on the chase by LAX. I wonder about like the guys with scanners, like Pup Scan and all that stuff. Do they just listen to the scanner? Oh wow, look, there it is. CHP.
Suspect vehicle did escape, but it sounds like the suspects bailed out in this area and they're searching for multiple suspects in that vehicle. It was said to be a stolen vehicle occupied by several suspects in that vehicle. We did have speeds reaching 110 miles an hour at one point during this chase, all the way up the 405 freeway from the Huntington Beach area, ending here in Sherman Oaks in a crash with these two officers. Hopefully they're okay, but so far we're hearing minor injuries only, but we're waiting official word from the CHB on that. That's the latest overhead up in Sky 5. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Yeah, speedy recovery to those officers, and hopefully those suspects are eventually caught. Gil, thank you so much. In other news, at 11, a gruesome scene in Compton where a dog breeder is mauled to death by the pit bulls he was raising. Wow. The victim's girlfriend called police after finding her boyfriend's lifeless body this morning in one of the dog kennels. Investigators believe the attack happened sometime last night while he was feeding the dogs. Animal control officers removed 13 male and female pit bulls from the property,
Holy
5
crap.
adults and 8 puppies.
People need to take better care of their dogs. People need to understand that these dogs can kill somebody and hurt people.
It is actually against the law to freely breed animals. It is required to obtain a breeder's permit.
Good chance this was an illegal breeding operation?
It is a high possibility, yes.
Experts will be examining the dog's general health.
The dogs killed the breeder. Maybe I guess they were in bad condition. I wonder what happened.
Interaction, it will be euthanized.
Still ahead, healing through horror.
Wow.
For the first time, we hear from the family of a beloved mother of 2 who was killed in that mass shooting.
Oh yeah, horrible. This thing with the pit bull thing, it reminds me of, and I guess I'll get off after this little tidbit that I wanted. I've mentioned this story throughout the years. I never forgot it. This story about this man that got eaten by his own lizards. Let's see. They're big. I think it was monitor lizards. Yeah. I can't play this video because they have copyright on it. It's a really weird story. He had monitor lizards in his house.
The number one.
Let me see if I can change my account.
In the early days,
if you type in on YouTube, man eaten by his own lizard, it'll pop up. It's like the Animal Planet one has it's like a 2-minute and 30-second video. There's another one that's a little bit longer by when animals attack. That
days of 2002, Atlanta Newcastle County Police were called to Ronald Huff's residence for a welfare check. His friends and neighbors had grown concerned about the otherwise.
He loved his pets, loved his animals. From what I remember, just vaguely off the top of my head, I think what happened was one of the lizards, I think they had bit him or something.
Comprehension. A total of 7 large monitor lizards roamed freely throughout the house, their bodies covered in their owner's blood. They had been feasting on his corpse.
They were feeding on his body. I think what happened before they actually killed him, I think he got bit or something and he didn't clean it properly. And he ended up I think getting sick. I think he fell. I don't know if he died. I forgot what exactly.
For the total length of a Nile monitor lizard is a staggering 94 inches, or about 7.8 feet. This makes them one of the largest.
I feel like there's got to be a Daily Mail article on this. Hold on. I just don't want to get this video, our live stream, taken down. Let's see. The story was crazy, man. Daily Mail. Okay, here we can read this one. And the guy's name is Ronald Huff, eaten by his pet monitor lizard. Those monitor lizards are big. I don't think they're Komodo dragon big, but I think they're related. Or is it the same? Monitor lizard and Komodo dragon difference. Komodo dragon, largest extant lizard species. Given their large size, Komodo dragons have a more fearsome appearance than the average monitor lizard. The Komodo dragon and Komodo dragons, I know they're poisonous. I think they have their saliva or whatever. Anyway, Komodo dragons are the largest member of the monitor family, so they're in the same family, but the Komodo are just bigger, I guess. This guy, man, he had his house filled with lizards. He's a reptile person. Look at that shit. Oh, this is the actual picture? Wow. Lizards were allowed to roam freely throughout his home. The huge reptiles, flesh-eating, venomous, and endemic to Africa, were covered in their owner's blood and were hissing at the officers. Ronald's death still remains one of the most terrifying and bizarre instances of a human being eaten by their pets. They received the welfare check on Ronald Huff. They knocked on the door, but unfortunately there was no answer. They could hear things moving around inside when they were trying to gain entry. When they were finally able to get into the apartment, they discovered Mr. Huff's body slumped up against the door. The largest of the monitor lizards actually did have stained blood about his face and neck, so we do know he was in fact chewing on the victim, which I heard he was chewing on his face. To this day, no one knows if the lizards killed Ronald or if Newark, Delaware car salesman died naturally. That's the thing. They were talking about whether he died naturally or the lizards got him and was simply devoured by free roaming monitors. The smell from Ron's apartment was coming up in this hollow wall into our bathroom. I could see that his face was pretty well eaten. I could see his molars where his ears should have been. They took his life. An autopsy carried out by the state medical examiner in the weeks after Ronald's 2002 death was unable to determine exactly how he died. However, Mike Cassidy, Ronald's former boss, later claimed his employee had once shown him injuries caused by the lizard's bite marks, suggesting he was attacked before. I read something like that, or the videos that I saw that he had gotten bitten by them or something. So I don't know if his body succumbed or there was toxic in his body. He didn't take care of it and then he passed out or fell out. Mike said he was found near the door like he was trying to leave. One of the policemen said that Ron was actually still alive when the lizard started feeding on him and took his life. This shit is wild, dude. I just can't imagine I just can't imagine. I shit you not. You should check out my Instagram. You have Instagram? Go to iCkEdMeL on Instagram. I actually been I showed it the other day working out. To me, this is wild. Because I've seen people like this too. That they're very they're into these reptiles, like reptile lovers. You know that they have them all over the house, and there's snakes and all kinds of stuff everywhere all over the house. And some people they really become infatuated and in love with these animals, and then the animals consume them and eat them. Now, monitor lizards feast on small creatures such as mice and rats. In the wild, those in captivity are usually fed raw chicken. Although they have become popular in the U.S. as an exotic pet, they are considered dangerous due to their sharp teeth and venom. Chewing on the victim, the venom is not necessarily fatal to humans, but it can affect blood pressure and act as a knockout punch on smaller creatures. The then SPCA director, John Cadwell, said the creatures were later placed in zoos or euthanized. as one was acting very aggressively going towards you, open mouth. Or mouth open. Last year, Bethany Lynn Steffens was found dead near her home in Goochland, Virginia, 2 days after she was last seen walking her dogs. The 22-year-old had been eaten by her two powerful pit bulls. What is this shit, bro? In a press conference, Goochland County Sheriff James told reporters, in the course of trying to capture the dogs early Friday morning, we turned and looked. I observed, as well as 4 other deputy sheriffs, the dogs were eating the rib cage of the body. The injuries were very severe. What in the heck is this? He added the victim had defensive wound on her hands and arms, trying to keep the dogs away from her, which would be consistent with being attacked while she was still alive. Wow. He confirmed Ms. Stevens was found dead in a horrific blood-covered scene. He ruled out the suggestions that she could have been killed by wild animals. It took investigators 8 hours to collect more than 60 pieces of evidence. Wow, bro. Crazy. That's the woman right there. Eaten by her own pit bulls. I love him. They're so sweet. I love my dog. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I'm not trying to say that about her. I'm just, in general, I'm saying, like, you never know. These things can turn on you. Maybe the Frenchies will turn on me. They're too small. I think they're too small to take me out, though. Cooking dinner stream. Maybe one day. Yeah. I put the TMZ links for the Pitbull story and Explosion story. Both have videos. Oh, thanks. Let's see. I gotta tell my mother that. I gotta send the link to that. My mother that link. She'll be like, oh my God. Alana, the only thing is, I don't know if I should show that on here. It says warning graphic video. The truck explosion might be too much to show on here. Pitbull's maul, man to death in Common County. Oh, they show a graphic photo too. Oh, man. Oh, this is the story we're just talking about. Bro. Business of breeding and selling pits. He had at least 5 grown ones in the backyard. Cops say they believe he might have been trying to feed the animals when they turned on him. Damn, bro. Wow, that's crazy. It's a gang. It's a pack of them, too. The pack mentality, survivor mentality. I don't know. Why'd they attack the owner like that?
What we discovered in that backyard, but apparently there are 2 homes out here that are breeding pit bulls. And again, I always personally do not like the demonizing of any type of animals, but you can see it right there. That's going to be the county animal control. They're taking some pit bulls into custody right there, or removing them from the backyard. When I say there's a number of them, I mean a large number of pit bulls out here. And sad to say, we did see one person not moving and very bloody in the backyard as well.
Holy crap. Yeah, they have pictures on TMZ, but I can't show that. But yeah, if you're on Discord, if you want to go look at it, it's pretty crazy. Oh my gosh, it's nuts. Yeah, he had a whole setup. They were in cages out in the back. She put in the links area on Discord. Wow. Never know, man. The dogs could be a survival thing. If they're kept in cages all the time, I mean, that puts probably animals under some type of stress. Those pit bulls, though. I used to have a little pit bull with an ex, and he was a big baby. But this was before Maddie was born. And he was really sweet, but I've heard of really crazy stories with pit bulls, man. Some people say that it's just in them. I mean, I think a lot of it's how you raise them, but I don't know if they do have something inside of them innate. Wow.
One of the reasons we want to do this.
Oh, you sent me such a good video. Oh, yes. Thank you so much for sending this. Tomorrow we're gonna do this. I can't even say what it is because I know people be watching and be like, I plan something out and they send it to other YouTubers and then they're so tomorrow. Oh shit, do we have time tomorrow? We have to make time. Maybe tomorrow night. Jackie O, thank you for sending me this. Tomorrow we'll watch it. I'm not even gonna watch it now. We'll watch this tomorrow. Jackie O. Jackie. You gotta tell us, Mel. It should never have two male dogs. Never, especially if they're not fixed. That's what they say. A lot of the everything goes away when they get fixed. Their aggression and all that. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, I can't do it tonight. Tonight, the night is young. It's almost 3 a.m. Purple. The night is young. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna call it a night, I guess. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. All right, good night. Bloop, 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 bloop.